You ever wonder why some salsas feel watery, a little weak, while others hit hard, cling to food, and feel silky on the tongue? It's not just ingredients, it's emulsification. Now, a salsa that looks like this, it will still taste good, but it's not going to give you that texture. Oil and water don't mix, but if you blend them together the right way, they stay together. Now, that's emulsification. Let me show you how. I'm going to start with mangoes, peel them, and then I'm going to cut them. I'm not looking for a real specific kind of cut here because it's all going to go into a blender. Anywhere between medium and large should work. We're just helping out the blender here. I took an habanero. I just pretty much removed the stem and I went ahead and put it into the blender that way. The reason I'm putting it first is because I want to be sure that that habanero gets pulverized in there. Went ahead and added some salt. Then the mangoes that I chopped up. I'm going to add a little bit of water just to help the blender out a little bit. Now I'm going to add a little bit of sweetness in the form of agave. You can add honey, but I think sweet and heat works just fine. Go ahead and blend this all the way. Now I'm going to drizzle some oil onto this little by little. You're going to notice that it's going to start getting smoother, and that's kind of what you're looking for. Nice, fluffy, velvety salsa or sauce, but more on this sauce a little bit later. Now, can you create the same texture with something hot, like say tomatoes that are being sauteed on the pan? Of course. So I took some tomatoes, so I removed the vine. Then to the tomatoes, we're just pretty much gonna cut them into eighths. So cut them in half and then each half into fours. Again, we're just helping out the blender here. I will also be adding onion, cutting it in half. This one, I'm just cutting each half into half and then taking the tips off. I went ahead and peeled it as well, obviously. Now, this is the size I'm looking for, and it's gonna come apart once you start cooking it. You can also take it apart as you put it on your pan. So on a really hot pan, add your oil, neutral flavor, add the onions either layer by layer or in the quarters that I showed you earlier. Once you get a little bit of color, I went ahead and added garlic. Now you can do these separate if you want more control. If you do it this way, we're just pretty much cooking everything till it's like 90% done. Once we got color in the garlic, I added the chiles. And the way to tell that the chiles are ready before you burn them is that they're plump like this. Now we're going to go ahead and put this aside on that same pan. We're kind of sort of going to deglaze it, I guess you can say. Add a little bit of more oil, and we're going to add the tomatoes to this so they can get some of that flavor that was left behind. We don't want to waste anything. It's all going in the blender anyways. Once you achieve this color, it's time to take them out. You don't want them to get too mushy. That's what the blender is for. So we're going to add everything we had there, the onions, the garlic, the chiles. Now we're going to add the tomatoes. And just make sure you season these. You can add any other seasoning, but this is pretty much a base, right? And now a splash of vinegar for that acidity. So if you don't know, oil and water don't naturally mix, but if you blend them the right way, they stay together. Now that's what we call emulsification. You take your water-based ingredients like the tomatoes or the vinegar, you slowly blend in the oil. Now here's why it matters. The chile flavor and the heat, that's mostly fat soluble. So emulsifying doesn't just change the texture, it unlocks the deeper and longer lasting flavor. The oil carries the bold stuff, the garlic, the roasted chile, the spice. You'll know it worked when the color changes smooth, bright, even creamy. That's emulsification done right. It also helps with preservation. It's not a long-term preservative, but oil helps slow down the air exposure. Your salsa lasts a little longer in the fridge. A salsa that coats the back of the spoon, that coats your food, and your mouth. So there you go. Nice, creamy, velvety, luscious salsas. Emulsification is your friend.